Were you in a relationship and had a backup plan?
But no, never had a backup plan. I mean, talking to a guy, yes. If a man is talking to you, he's also practicing rotational dating, so you should be doing the same thing.
Ooh. So you think you should follow what a man does?
No, it's not necessarily about following what a man does.
Do you think it's good for a woman to have behaviors like a man?
In some cases, yes.
And what behaviors would those be?
Practicing rotational dating.
You think that's good for a woman?
I do.
Do you plan on getting married in the future?
I do.
Okay,
I would like to.
Think about it, right? Let's just use logic. If you didn't think like a man and you actually thought like a woman, you wouldn't use rotational dating, right? So rotational dating, it's okay for a man because men, we desire quantity. Women desire quality. So if you weren't acting like a man, you wouldn't be 30 and single. You would be in a relationship and have a full husband right now. But the fact that you practice rotational dating, it got you more picky. It's like going to an ice cream shop. Say if you got 2 flavors at the ice cream shop, chocolate and vanilla, it's gonna be an easy choice. But if you go to an ice cream shop and there's multiple choices and you want to try out the cookies and cream, the cookie dough, the rainbow flavors, you want to try all the flavors. Now you got a taste for everything. When you're dating multiple men, you start comparing back from when you tasted rainbow, cookies and cream, cookie dough. So it makes it harder for you to be able to settle down in a true relationship because you've experienced so much. You wouldn't have to date a lot if you had discernment, is what I'm saying.
Oh, man. This is one of the reasons why I created the channel in the first place. Because a lot of these red pill type cats, you know what I'm saying, a lot of these podcast brothers, you know what I'm saying, is on the one hand, they'll be saying good stuff. Then on the other hand, it's like they prove a lot of the women right. You know what I'm saying? On the reasons why they move the way they move. So nowadays, the women that say they move where they dealing with a lot of men because the men are dealing with a lot of women, right? So they don't want to be the one holding the bag. Like, I'm starting to really like him, but he got 4 other women that he dealing with, but he might not choose me, right? So as a man, right? Because let's be honest, he talked about it'll be hard for her to get into a relationship because because of the experience. It'll be hard for her to discern, right? Is that not the same thing for a man? Because if you're dealing with, let's just say you're dealing with 5 women, right? There's something that you like about each and every one of them that the other one don't have. You can't use all of them to create the perfect woman. So if you're trying to settle down with one woman, you're going to be comparing her to the other women that you talk to. So now you're getting frustrated with her because she don't do something that one of the other ones do. I really wish these brothers would stop with the double speaking, because the same way they say that the women be double talking and contradicting themselves, they doing the same thing for the men. And let's be honest. He said men like quantity. No, evil men like quantity. But let's be honest. Do you really want a multitude of the women out here today? Let's keep it all the way real. Why do you want a lot of those? Half these chicks don't even have a clear, sound mind, and you want a bunch of them? One will do just fine. Let's go on this Bible, man. I don't know. This is one of the reasons why I made a channel, man. It's like the brothers, it's because you know his brothers in the comments cheering this on, like what he said was some real stuff. Not even understanding what he just said was evil as hell. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 23 and verse 17. All bread is sweet to a whoremonger. He will not leave off till he die. What does that mean? Whoremongers like quantity. That's why I said godly men ain't moving like that. Evil men move like that. Let's read it again. All bread is sweet to a whoremonger. He will not leave off till he die. Because whoremongers like a lot of women. It is what it is. That's what whoremongers do. I said that before on another video on my channel where the brother was like, yeah, the brother had over like 100 bodies in high school because he was the star quarterback, man. That's a superhero. Can we stop putting accolades on stupid shit like that? Can we stop putting accolades on you being irresponsible with your body? But now you mad because you got a baby mama? Now you mad because you don't like your baby mama? Can we stop? Thank you. Because this is stupid. At the end of the day, this is dumb. Let's get some more. I think I'm right there. Watch this. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 25 and verse 2. Three sorts of men my soul hateth, and I am greatly offended at their life. A poor man that is proud, a rich man that is a liar, and an old adulterer that doteth. Why did I get this verse? Because men that move like that, like you looking for quantity, you like rotational dating. 9 times out of 10, those dudes grow old and still be moving like that because it's hard for you to settle down. Can we stop with that? You think like a man shit. Y'all think like evil niggas. Y'all don't think like men. Y'all don't think like guys. Y'all think like evil dudes. Y'all do not think y'all don't think with a sound mind. Like I said before, you can't have a sound mind when you're trying to deal with a multitude of the foolishness that's out here today calling themselves women. Can we keep it all the way real? Can we keep it all the way real? You need to find you one woman with a sound mind and just run with that. Just go and grow with that one woman. Let's read it again. Three sorts of men my soul hateth. I want you to really pay attention to that. He said it's 3 types of dudes I hate. And I am greatly offended at their life. He said he offended that they even alive. He offended that they live like that. A poor man that is proud. Because how can you be proud and you need to ask people for help? You clearly need help, but you won't ask nobody. Right? A rich man that is a liar, because we see it all the time. What you think the media is about? You have no reason to lie. Why are you lying to the masses? Why are you lying about what you've done in your altruism? Stop lying. And an old adulterer that doteth, because a lot of brothers get up in their old age where you should have been and settled down 20, 30 years ago. You still out here trying to get you a young girl. You still out here trying to date 2 and 3 women at a time. You still out here doing the sugar daddy thing. Go sit your old ass down. Let's get some more. Because another problem with what's going on in this, right? It's the fact that a lot of these dudes, they wouldn't be able to do this if they had to go through these women fathers. At the end of the day. So that whole rotational dating thing, it'd be hard for a man to do the rotational dating thing if he was actually trying to deal the way you're supposed to deal in these type of situations and scenarios. So a woman shouldn't have the situational or rotational date because that wouldn't be an option because men ain't doing it either. Because her father's supposed to be the one picking and choosing. Let's be honest. How many women truly have discernment for what's a good man? Let's be real. They could be as smart as they want to be. Went to my master's degree. She could be a PhD, all that. How many of them really have the discernment to choose a man that's good for them? Not who got the most money, not who the flash is, not who look the best on social media. Who is good for them? Verse 9, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 42 and verse 9. The father waketh for the daughter when no man knoweth, and the care of her taketh away sleep. When she is young, lest she pass away the flower of her age, and being married, lest she should be hated. Because these are the things that a father is supposed to be concerned about, right? You should lose sleep trying to figure out how can I get my daughter in the best position when it comes to a relationship. Because let's be honest, relationships is a lot harder, or I'll say they're a lot more important, or they should be taken in a higher consideration for women in the Bible because you just can't up and leave from a biblical perspective. You get with a horrible dude in the Bible as a woman, that could literally be the end of your life. Whereas a man, you still have some outs if your wife is evil. But in most cases, as a woman, you can't just up and leave like that. So you have to be very straightforward, honest, picky to find the right dude. You can't just pick no anybody. So this should be stressful for a father. Hey, I need my daughter to be with a real dude. He got to be of some understanding. He got to be an upright, integrity-based dude. Because if you just let her out here on her own, we see what happened out here in society when they don't have fathers. Watch this. Verse 10. In her virginity, lest she should be defiled and gotten with child in her father's house. Because that's what happened when you're not giving your daughter rules and regulations on who she deal with. It bothers me sometimes when I hear some of these fathers talk about they daughters got boyfriends at 14, 15, 16. What is there for y'all to do at 14, 15, 16 but have sex? There's literally nothing else to do. There's not that much phone conversation in the world, bro. And having an husband, lest she should misbehave herself, and when she is married, lest she should be barren. Keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter. And that is the issue that we have in today's society. Most of the women out here are shameless. Think about it. We watch podcasts on a day-to-day basis, right? We watching these little clips come across our timeline and women talking about what they do and don't do in relationships. No more discretion. There's no shame. They talking about how many men they deal with. They not dealing with no little rock. Because let's be real, right? For you to be in a mindset to tell a man or tell the world that you ain't dealing with a man with a little rod is because you've been taking big rod. Why are you just telling the world that you've been getting ran through by dudes with big packages? That ain't nobody's business. Let's read it again. Keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter. That's a father's job. That's a father's job. A shameless daughter would outwardly tell the world that she's rotational dating. Why do you feel like it's okay for you to tell the world that you're dealing with a lot of men at one time? Because let's be real, you're not paying for none of this stuff. So you got 3 and 4 or 5 dudes paying to take you out, giving you phone conversation, giving you that emotional support. Huh? Lest she make thee a laughing stock to thine enemies and a byword in the city and a reproach among the people and make thee ashamed before the multitude. Because I think that's one of the things today that really got society messed up. Fathers don't feel ashamed when their daughters come out to be whores no more. I could be wrong, but from my vantage point, from what I see, I don't see fathers really, feeling no type of way when they come out that their daughters are whores. To be honest, it looked like they be cool with it. Let's go get it right quick. It look like they be cool with it. It irks my soul when I see them in the grocery store and, out and about. And it's like your wife and your daughter dressed like hoes and you just walking up the goddamn aisle like ain't nothing wrong. This is Leviticus chapter 19, verse 29. Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore. Because I feel like a lot of men, I said this before on another video, having a weak father and no father is about the same. Because they end up having similar lifestyles. Because the same leeway that you would have without one, a weak father will give you that. That weak father gonna give you way too much liberty. So now you're making the same decisions as a woman with no father. Let's read it again. Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore. You giving her too much leeway and she done went into the whoredom stuff because she got swept up by what? Somebody sweet talking her. Somebody talk game was a little bit swifter than hers. Because that's not her job. That's not her job to talk to men to see who good and who ain't. That's your job as a father, because I don't care how you slice that. Men are better suited to qualify and talk to men. It is what it is. Continuing on. Lest the land fall to whoredom and the land be full of wickedness. And we see what happened in America, man. A lot of fathers allowed their daughters to be whores. Now you see what America looked like. Full of wickedness. Welcome to Sodom. It is what it is. Now I was gonna go to Numbers 30, but we pretty much touched on that. How it's a father's job to give your daughter to the husband. The same responsibilities that a father have, a husband have, and you're not supposed to go out in the world looking for a particular person. You supposed to go straight from your father's house to your husband's house. Ain't no in between. There is no in between. There's never been a thing that's not okay. I don't know why people feel like that's okay. I really don't, because especially college. Me, when I went to college, it broke my heart a little bit because I always thought that women that grew up with fathers was different, right? That's what we always heard growing up, that the main ones that be in trouble, the main ones that be promiscuous, the main ones that be, you know what I'm saying, just out of order was the ones that didn't have a dad. When I got to college, the ones that they fathers was dropping off, the ones that you see her daddy get in the car and leave, was getting destroyed as soon as they parents left. Tragic. Now, this is going to be my last verse. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 13 and verse 15. Every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor. All flesh consorteth according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like. What fellowship have the wolf with the lamb? So the sinner with the godly. Because a lot of times in these conversations, right, we will shame the behavior of the other side when we, as let's just say the men, right? The men will get on a podcast and tell a woman she shouldn't be rotational dating, right? You shouldn't either, my boy. You shouldn't be doing it either. So when we get into these bags where we talking about what we don't like, right? The only reason you running into women that move like that is because you move like that. You wouldn't run into a woman that's rotational dating if you wasn't rotational dating. I know that might be hard to hear for some people, but it is what it is. You can't move in a messed up manner and expect other people to move correctly. That's not okay. Let's read it again. Every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor. All flesh consorteth according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like. I love the way he put that. He said a man will cleave to his like, right? When you go into Genesis, when he created Eve, he said, then shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. When you read about how the Most High said you're supposed to choose your wife, he said a help like unto himself, a help meet for him. Right. So men, when they get into these bags of talking about what they don't like about their spouse, what they don't like about the opposite sex, 9 times out of 10, the women that you've been choosing were perfect for you. I know that sounds horrible to hear. I know that sounds like that couldn't be right, because you have to take a long, hard look at yourself to say, I need to change some things. But you know, it is what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. I'm out.